Apollo Hospitals launches Seniors First program for senior citizens in Karnataka. A new era of preventive, personalized and post-procedural care for the elderly. Bengaluru, Karnataka, 22nd March 2025, Apollo Hospitals Bannerghatta today unveiled Seniors First, a transformative healthcare program tailored exclusively for senior citizens. As Karnataka's first integrated geriatric care initiative, Seniors First is designed to help the elderly lead healthier, happier, and more independent lives through a thoughtful blend of preventive care, proactive wellness, and structured recovery after major health events. Leveraging Apollo's 4 decades of clinical excellence, the program brings together multidisciplinary teams, seamless hospital-to-home transitions, personalized health plans, and continuous health monitoring. It breaks traditional silos in care delivery to offer seniors a connected and compassionate ecosystem throughout their health journey. Shri Dinesh Gundu Rao, Minister of Health, Karnataka, lauded the initiative, stating, Apollo's Seniors First is a vital step in ensuring our elderly population receives health care that is not only advanced but also compassionate and within reach. Seniors First offers.
May I call upon Dr. Manish Madhu, CEO of Apollo Hospitals Karnataka region.
That healthcare goes beyond traditional medicine, it goes beyond treating illnesses. It's about empowering individuals to live fuller, richer and healthier life. And nowhere is this belief more important than when it comes to taking care of our elders, the people who've raised us, guided us, and built the world we live in today. But here's the question, are we doing enough for them? While medical advancements have helped us live longer, the true question is, are seniors living well? Are they thriving? When we spoke to our senior patients and their families, this is what we heard. My father just had a bypass. I live abroad. What happens if there is a sudden emergency? After surgery, my mother feels withdrawn, she's quieter, she's withdrawn and she doesn't seem herself. We sometimes miss it.
Treated and discharged. Now he goes home, post-admission, post-discharge the third day, he is a little breathless, he is a little confused. The wife is all jittery, she does not know how to handle. Her only son has left to the US because all was well. The last hospital visit was unremarkable. The OPD follow-up was unremarkable. So she's totally lost. Who does she go to? These are stark realities and stories that we hear as geriatricians every day. These patients, they can avail of a doctor's services the next day, but these doctors are probably not very well aligned with the treatment because these patients have a lot of complexities, multiple problems, multiple medications. These are one of the major problems in geriatric medicine and geriatric patients. Each medicine can have an interaction with other medicines. Each medicine can have side effects which are often misconstrued as a new symptom. So unless these issues are very well managed, coordinated well with the other treating physicians, often the treatment is suboptimal.
As a judge of the High Court since last more than 7 years, and as a lawyer before my elevation for 25 years, I have seen the predicament the persons in the evening of their life are placed by the fate, less, more by those who ought to have taken care of them. Our Smritikaras said, Pita rakshati kaumare, Bharta rakshati yavane, Rakshanti sthavire putra. The Smritikara was concentrating more on women. When child, father will look after. Pita rakshati kaumare. During her youth, husband looks after. Bharta rakshati yavane. Rakshanti sthavire putra. This is very important. Sthavira in Sanskrit is old days. If we live long, we are bound to become old.
Courses around 70 MD students are graduating every year, and the numbers are growing rapidly. The potential of geriatrics, I believe, is immense. I'll just give a small summary of our services in our institution, Christian Medical College, Bengaluru. We started as a clinic run by one of the medicine units once a week, seeing 3 to 5 patients a week. Now, about 20 years later, we have 8 faculty, 5 PGs a year pass out. We have about 1,900 inpatients and 35,000 outpatients a year. We also provide liaison services for ortho-geriatrics. Every hip fracture is seen every day by our team, and also vascular surgery patients, and consultations for all other departments. The unit is multidisciplinary with a 40-bed ward with dedicated physio, OT, social worker, clinical pharmacists and nurses. We also provide critical care for poorer patients in a ward-based semi-ICU with care up to non-invasive ventilation and inotropes. And 65% of these patients recover and go home. So, as I said, we also provide rehabilitative services for our patients post-acute care illness.
This has now shifted to the last 2 decades of life. This phenomenon is called the compression of morbidity, which means that the last 2 decades of life are packed with illness. And therefore, it is incumbent on us that we develop mechanisms to take care of patients at the later stages of their life. Now, this is not just the same illness that happens later in life. A myocardial infarction, a pneumonia that happens in the last 2 decades of life is incredibly different from a young person having pneumonia. Our doctors have talked about frailty, decreased physiological reserve, the likelihood of developing complications in the hospital like kidney failure, delirium and so on. So we need an entirely different specialty to take care of these patients because disease presents differently, behaves differently in the later stages of life. Secondly, there is an entirely new set of diseases that only presents in the later stages of life. Degenerative diseases of the brain.
Does not show his age, he's 92 and comes to office every day in a suit, makes rounds in the hospital and is constantly making us expand and do more. So, that is one type of a senior citizen. And my mother is constantly trying to see what she can do to keep the family together for her great-grandchildren. So they have a sense of purpose. And if most elders have a sense of purpose, then they actually are able to live better lifestyles. Why did we start this? You must all remember, and our respected Honorable Justice Krishna ji said that this is karma, it is our dharma to do this. And I think that is why we said at Apollo, we started cardiology in the country and it's done amazingly well. We focused on oncology, that has done well. Vishal spoke to you that we were the first ones to do home care, and so every aspect of healthcare, and then we have a huge foray in the pharmacy and in the digital space. But we found that in the senior citizen space, there is so much more to do. It's all there in bits and pieces, but to deliver coordinated care, I think it needed focus. And that made us do it. And don't forget the fact that all of us we're going to need it also. None of us is growing younger, I wish we could, but all of us need it, so maybe there's a selfish reason that 10 years down the road we will also be needing this, and that is probably the reason why we did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us all turn our attention to the screen as we unveil the other first program.
Aging isn't about slowing down. It's about living life with confidence and gifts of independence and dignity. Introducing Apollo Seniors First, integrating healthcare, wellness, and convenience for a wide community.
And Kashmira together
bring about many more innovative and creative ideas which will help in providing better healthcare to our people. Of course, Apollo Hospitals is a one of the leading brands in this country in healthcare, renowned and known all over. And I think go to any capital city, Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bengaluru, of course, and many other cities. They have their hospitals, and in many other towns also they have their hospitals. And they have pioneered many research work also, and I think cutting edge technologies which are available across the world, around the world, has been brought to India. And people of this country have been able to access that. And today it's not just the people of India, but I think from all over the world, people come to India to get themselves treated because availability of expert, renowned medical professionals and good facilities, and also at a reasonable and low cost. So I think that India is becoming a capital for healthcare, can really fully grow also when using this potential. And I think in that aspect, Apollo has really contributed to the country in providing these wonderful facilities which attracts the global people to come over here and use our facilities. So, saying those few words, I'm very happy that the Seniors First program is being launched today. And India being it's not an aging country. I think people above 60 years constitute about 10% of the population. And and of course, this 10% is only going to increase. And by 2050, that is in another 25 years, this 10% is going to be 20%. So, percentage of the aged and the elderly is only going to increase. And I think by 2067, around that time, the population will start aging in this true sense, and we're going to have like what countries in the West are facing, India will start facing.
ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಸಪೋರ್ಟನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ಗಳು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅದು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು, ಇದು ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂಥ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ಗಳು. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರದ್ದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಬಡವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಭದ್ರತೆ ನೀಡುವಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕೇರ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು 5 ಲಕ್ಷವರೆಗೂ ಉಚಿತ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿವಸಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ.